Arkansas is a very good team, and I think if they're in any other league in America, they're a 500 or above ball club. But in our league, if you're just a little bit off, and they're a little bit off, you know, it can be devastating to you.
We knew that they're a lot better team than the numbers have shown. They have a lot of really good players. I personally have played with a couple of players from the past, and I know that they're very talented players, and I think that they just got to a bad start this season.
Ground ball to short, right at Gridley. He picks it up and fires it across in time. Here's the pitch. Big chop over the mound, grabbed in near second, and Gridley's going to fire it. The shortstop makes the play again.
I think he's one of the more underrated guys in the league. You know, he kind of flies under the radar, and I think maybe the teams underestimate him a little bit, but we love him at shortstop, especially on defense. You know, he's making great plays. I don't think he had any errors in SEC play, so you know, there's probably some good footage of some highlights of him at shortstop.
Swing and a miss, and that was that cutter again. It took just 3 pitches for Dakota Hudson to put him away.
Dakota was outstanding. His cutter, his slider, his changeup, very, very good pitches. He was locating. He actually made a couple of good defensive plays on the mound. Yeah, really proud of him. I think he was the SEC Pitcher of the Week, very deserving. First team All-SEC player. You're really proud of him and how far he's come, and I think he's kind of on a little bit of a roll, and we want to keep him on schedule because he's somebody that we're going to really depend on in postseason play.
Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball, slowly hit. Third baseman going to make the play to the plate and throws it into the back of the runner. Threw it right into the back of the runner. It bounces off of Mangum. He scores. The pitch. Line shot towards right center. May be caught. Running it down is Spanberger. Both runners are going to move up. One across the plate, one over to third. It's a 3-0 ball game. Stretch and pitch. Ground ball, deep short. There to get it deep in the hole. Long throw, not in time. He beats it out and the run scores. That's where the speed of a Jacob Robson gives you a chance to get a run home.
I can't ask for anything more than just to be out there competing with the team, and for my hand not to be an issue. I mean, the 3 or 4 weeks that I missed, they went by really slowly, so it was tough to watch the rest of the team go out there and know that I can't really help them on the field. So I tried to be a contributor off the field. Coming back healthy is just huge. I mean, I'm not really caring about the results as much as I'm caring about just helping the team on the field and doing what my skill set allows me to do.
The pitch by Taccolini. And there's a ball in the air, deep in the outfield, chasing it near the wall, at the wall, and off the wall. Center fielder's having a run to get it. Collins is going to get 3, and they stop him at third. Well, the team will be talking about that. Gavin Collins does not hit triples. And the 3-1 pitch is outside. Ball 4 goes back to the screen, and headed to the plate and scoring is Collins. Well, you get the run home on the wild pitch. Taccolini on a 3-1 wild pitch. Pitch to Mangum. Swing and a miss, runner going. Throw is all the way out into center field. And now they've got a chance to throw out a runner at third base. The throw gets away. He's going to try to score. Getting up and heading to the plate, and Holland is going to score. Taccolini's pitch. And there's a drive deep in the outfield. That's back near the wall, and it is going to be bouncing at the base of the wall. And around to score comes Mangum on a double by Nathaniel Lowe.
Our offense has been awesome all year, and we continued that this weekend. Coming off a big weekend at Auburn, you know, it's hard to keep those bats rolling like that for 2 weekends in a row, but we managed to do so. I think, you know, there's going to be a lot more of that going into the postseason. We just got a bunch of guys getting hot at the right time, and, you know, 1 through 9, we're just having great at-bats. And we try and take every at-bat seriously and try not to go into any at-bat lightly or without a plan. So every time there's a guy up there, he's got a mental plan of what he wants to do. And, you know, this weekend was a great example of us executing all those plans.
Line drive up the middle, a 5-hit ball game tonight for Jake Mangum. He becomes the second Bulldog this year with 5 hits.
Jake Mangum's just done a tremendous job. You know, he really understands what he can do, and he does it to the best of his abilities. He's just a grinder, you know. He's going to pressure the defense. He's going to run a great time to first base. When the game finds him defensively, he's ready for it, and he's going to make a great play if the situation allows. He just seems to be in the middle of everything that we have going on.
Dakota Hudson looks into his catcher, Jack Kruger, and is ready to deal it to the plate, and here it comes. Struck him out swinging. Strikeout number 100 of the season for Dakota Hudson.
He probably threw a couple more pitches than we wanted him to, but you know, his velocity is still 94, 96 in that range, and you just feel like it's going to be really difficult to get the ball out of his hands, especially when he's throwing a shutout. Yeah, I think he is somebody that's in great physical condition, and I think, you know, going out there once a week, you know, he's just as strong 100 pitches in as he is in the beginning of the game, maybe stronger.
The 2-2 pitch from Hudson. Struck him out to end the ball game. Down swinging is Cook. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left after the walk. A magnificent performance by the Bulldog right-hander Dakota Hudson. Mississippi State 7, Arkansas nothing.
John Holland and Smith, both those guys, so proud of them. They have had some things that they've had to overcome. You know, Galilee and Smith's first game at Mississippi State, he hits a triple and pulls a muscle and can't play for, you know, 6 to 8 weeks after that. That's how he started his career at Mississippi State. But both of those guys, John Holland, they're both quality defenders. Both those guys continue to get better and better as an offensive player. But more than anything, they're both great teammates and they're great leaders, and we will always appreciate what they've done for our program.
First of all, we're going to do a great job honoring these seniors and their parents as well. I don't even need to say anything else because everybody knows what's going on right here, right? Yeah. All right, let's roll.
One pitch in the dirt, gets away, runner coming, and the throw, and it is in time, and he has the tag, and the out is completed. And here's the pitch, and it's lifted in the air, deep in the outfield, back to the warning track. Bonfield will catch it, Holland will come home, and we're tied at a run apiece. On the pitch, and a bouncer, big chop, first baseman gets it, pitcher covers, there, throws it away. Well, a collision at first, 1 run is scored, another run scores, runners end up at second and third, and the pitcher is down. Hopefully he's okay. Campbell in a collision with Robson.
We pressure the infield, we pressure the defense, and you know, until they can prove that they can make those plays, we're going to keep doing that. And you know, at the college level, it's one of the, you know, highest amateur levels of baseball. But you know, if you can continue to pressure the defense, they're going to cave in, and you know, it's going to work out for the offense more times than not.
Sexton off the stretch, and here's the pitch, and he struck him out swinging, and that looked like another changeup.
Austin's one of the best defenders we have on the mound on our club. He can really defend. He's a great athlete. And, you know, with his changeup and his ability to get to both sides of the plate with his fastball now, just really proud of the progress he's made. He you know, when Austin Sexton got to our program, he weighed 155 pounds. He's gained about 30 pounds since he's been in our program, and he still looks like he can gain 30 more pounds. But he has worked so hard in the weight room and conditioning, and he's become a baseball scholar. And just really proud of the adjustments he's made.
No balls, 2 strikes on the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. 91 mile per hour fastball. And that will do it on the other. Line drive into left. Mangum on the run. Stretches out and makes the catch. What an exceptional catch by the Bulldogs, Jake Mangum. Right now, it's all up to Gridley. He's got to put a ball in play if the Bulldogs have a chance to get anything done. Here it comes. Ball is grounded. Second baseman over. Got it. Flip. Can't make the play. Dropped it. Now he'll throw and throws it away. Threw it away at third base, and another run's going to score. Stretch on the pitch. Swinging strike. He blistered a 94 mile per hour fastball up there and got a swing and a miss.
There's not too many programs that have the left fielder as their closer, and one of the most powerful hitters on the team is the closer. You know, I was fortunate enough to play with him this summer in Cape Cod, and he, you know, he had a great summer. He hit some balls further than I've ever seen. So the fact that he can do both is just amazing. You know, he comes in at the end of the game, and he doesn't even warm up in the bullpen. He usually warms up with me in the outfield. So sometimes my glove takes a beating, but when he gets on the mound, you know, it's totally worth it. I mean, he can rev his fastball up to 95, 96, and then he's got a really nasty cutter at 88, 90, 91. So he pumps strikes as well, so it's really tough to hit, especially at the end of the game with that velocity.
And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Mississippi State has taken the first 2 from Arkansas this weekend, and the Bulldogs will play for the SEC championship tomorrow in the Game 3 finale.
This is a marathon. We got to run that marathon again today. Most important marathon we're going to run all year long. Everybody competes. Everybody's on strike 1. Everybody's communicating. Keep running the marathon. Take care of business here.
High, long fly ball, and I don't think anybody will get to this one. It is out of the yard, and it's a 2-run homer for Clark Egan, his 7th of the year. And Arkansas is getting off to a great start here in the first inning.
As soon as that home run was given up, I wasn't really fazed by it. I knew that our offense was going to start up eventually and get some runs on the board. I mean, you know, home runs are usually the product of a pitcher just kind of pounding the strike zone. So, you know, we're not too concerned about giving up home runs. We're more concerned about giving up making errors on defense or things like that, mental mistakes on defense. So we're willing to give up a home run, you know, because our offense is so good. 1 run is not going to make as much of a difference as it usually would.
Ground ball, shortstop over. He's got to play. The throw to first in time. The run scores. Stretch and pitch. Right there, outside corner. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over.
I thought Ryan Rigby came in for Pilkington and just did a great job. The wind's blowing out, and he's got to get us some ground balls, and that's exactly what he did. We converted some double plays. We engaged our defense, and just really proud of what he did for us. Brought him in early in the ball game, needed to get ground balls. I'm not 100% sure Pilkington couldn't have kept on going and pitched great during that ball game. We just felt like Riggs was going to be a better matchup for a 6-man right-handed lineup in Arkansas.
Here's the pitch. And there's a ball lifted into the outfield. That'll get a run home. Backing up is Shaddy. Tagging, here comes Mangum. He'll score without a play, and we're tied. We're in the 5th. And a ball hit the other way. Back goes Mangum, and he makes the catch over his head on the dead run and retires the side. Fastball, line, center fielder can't get to it. And he's going to go by and go to the warning track. And here comes Kruger. I don't think they can throw him out, and he's in safely. A double for Collins, and the Bulldogs have a lead.
I think those pressure situations really show how close we are as a team. And by that, I mean, you know, if there's bases loaded with nobody out, or if there's a runner in scoring position with nobody out, the hitter doesn't have as much pressure as he usually would, because he knows the guy behind him is probably going to get the job done and pick him up if he doesn't get the job done in that situation. So there's not as much pressure. There really isn't. I mean, we're so close as a group, and I think that plays to our advantage. It's one of our strengths as a team. And, you know, so if I don't get the job done my at-bat, of course I'm going to be upset, but I know that the guy behind me is going to put his best effort forward to pick me up.
Collins has had a great year for us. He just puts great swings on balls, and the ball really jumps off his bat.
Doug Woolley's pitch. Humphreys, it's a fly ball in the air, deep into center, back, at the wall, reaching up and dropped it at the wall. 3 runs were going to score. Shaddy couldn't hang on. He caught it, he hit the wall, and it came out of his glove. Foul ball back. Big crowd roaring because Ole Miss has just defeated Texas A&M 3-2. The Bulldogs know if they hang on to this 4-run lead, they'll win the Southeastern Conference outright and be the #1 seed in the tournament. But they've got some outs to get, so there's a ways to go. But this big crowd responding to the news that Texas A&M has lost here on the final day of the regular season.
The outfield was, they were pretty loud, so I got an idea of what happened. At the same time, you know, we knew we had a game to finish and we were winning in the game, but we just tried to calm everything down and just take it as another game and sort of finish the game off and then celebrate after the game.
These are 18 to 22-year-olds. They're fully aware of everything. They're fully aware of what's at stake and what's going on around them. Now, if you're playing in the outfield, how do you not know? There are people in the outfield screaming at them, you know, hey, Ole Miss is 1 out away from, you know, I mean, our kids know. But I think they're mature enough, and, you know, not just at Mississippi State, to play baseball at this level in the SEC or the highest levels of college baseball, to have success, you have to be really mature. You have to be able to deal with failure. You have to be able to deal with success. And you have to be able to deal with uncontrollable situations around you. So I think our kids did a great job with it.
Pitch to Holland. Hard hit ball back up the middle into center field. That's a base hit for Holland. He drives home the run and makes it a 7-2 ball game. He moves up in the box. Here's that pitch, and it's a ground ball base hit into left field. Bulldogs, Gridley has scored.
Jack's just been a cornerstone for our offense this entire year. From the beginning of the year, I mean, I can remember him just smashing balls, just at bat after at bat, and he's putting great at bats together over and over.
3 outs away. Big top of the ninth for the Bulldogs. One ball, 2 strikes. Egan down at second, Shaddy on at first. Smith out of the stretch, big crowd wanting to celebrate. And here it comes. Struck him out swinging, and the Dogs have done it. Smith gets the strikeout. Bulldogs are celebrating a championship on the field here at Dudy Noble, and the crowd is joining in the festivity.
It was just good to see the game finally end and know that we won the conference. So it was huge. I mean, Blake did a great job executing all of his pitches. His curveball is one of the best I've ever seen, so, you know, the hitters didn't have too much of a chance.
As soon as that last strike was thrown, I'll never forget seeing everyone, kind of throw all their stuff in the air and come to the middle, and it was just kind of like a slow motion feeling for everyone because we knew what happened last year was so hard for us, and then coming back this year and preparing the way we prepared, and then going out and executing, it was a great feeling.
We're a long way from accomplishing our goals, and we have a lot of things that we need to get done, and we got to keep working because, teams are remembered for winning SEC championships, certainly, and that's a great accomplishment. But more than that, teams are remembered for how they produce in the postseason and in NCAA regionals and super regionals, and we need to keep finding a way to get better because, we're going to be playing in a regional with 3 other really, really good teams, and you got to find a way to get through those things to have a chance to get to the ultimate prize, which is a super regional in Omaha.